Hello everybody, I've come out for a quick walk before recording another video. Somewhere, Lord Milo Merrylegs is about to join us. Come Lord Milo Merrylegs, let's get ready for a new video. Thank you. It's raining. Have a good time everyone, bye!
Hey everybody, it's me, Dan's Monsters here again, back to normality with a little time-lapse video, rather than the half an hour epic that I did last time. At this moment in time, I don't know how well that's done. Living in the future. But I do know that the one I did of my digital colouring died like a fish without water. It was pretty, nobody was interested in it, and that's okay. I don't mind. I don't particularly enjoy the digital process myself. I thought it was a bit of an experiment. You never know, people go back and have a look, tell me what you think if you've never seen it. Maybe I forgot to do something, I don't know. I'm rubbish with algorithms. I keep looking at these things about what to do with YouTube algorithms. I've got no idea. I just like sharing the stuff out there. If you like what I do, share it out there with your pals, tell them all about it. All I want to do is share how I make my art. Yay! And I hope you all enjoy it. So, back to the, what's it called? Time-lapse. I forgot the name then. As you can see, I'm adding a new element here. Well, it's not new, but it's a masking tape. So, I wanted to add the masking tape to give it a bit more of a 3D quality, to get a bit more texture. This is like a sort of undead Grim Reaper. Well, I suppose the Grim Reaper is undead. Or shall we say zombified Grim Reaper? But then again, I suppose he's a zombie. I don't know. Anyway, it's a Grim Reaper of sorts. And but I wanted his cowl to look really deteriorated and broken down. So I decided to add these 3D elements of the masking tape and crumple it up. I've used tissue paper in the past in other paintings, etc. But it is something that I really, really like adding to it all. Much in the vein of one of my favourite artists, Dave McKean. Now, I'm sure you all know Dave McKean from Arkham Asylum, Hellblazer covers, and of course the Sandman covers, if we can mention that now. I love his work, I love his paint work, I love the fact that he uses all these like 3D elements, it's cut up paper, cut up photographs, he uses material, even uses plastic flies, I think, in the first Hellblazer cover. And I love that element. But he was influenced by another of my favourite artists called Russell Mills, who was a illustrator back in the sort of late 70s, 80s. He did a lot of album covers, he did a lot of book covers, but he's most famously known for doing the 9 Inch Nails covers. Now, he adds all sorts of elements, from chemicals to sand to plants to paper, obviously, to well, anything really. He puts bullets in one of the paintings, rusty pieces of metal, he lets them rust, he adds all this texture to it. Absolutely fantastic stuff. He did start doing some digital stuff at one point, which I wasn't a big fan. I'm not a massive fan of Dave McKean's digital stuff, and luckily he seems to have gone back a little bit. I like that mix if you can use both. I think it's great. Gabriel Walter, a comic artist, does a comic called The Phantom Road. He inks everything and then paints everything separate and puts them together in the computer. I think that's a great idea. But I'm not a big fan of McKean's and Mills' digital work. But Russell Mills' stuff is fantastic. Check out his work for 9 Inch Nails. I think they even released a book that was like $300 with all the work that he'd done. Another guy was, of course, Bill Sienkiewicz. Bill Sienkiewicz and his work on Stray Toasters, which is just nuts. Obviously, he'd done a lot of comic work beforehand, but went completely nuts with Electra Assassin, and Stray Toasters has got some incredible stuff in it. Again, 3D elements, textural elements added to it. Now, Russell Mills was introduced to me by a college tutor when I was doing art at college. And he introduced, because he saw that my work was really grungy and grimy and like sort of all made out of bits, and I was doing these sort of like very like textural paintings. I even did a painting, which I think I've got. Oh no, I think I threw it away. And it was a rusty Statue of Liberty. I did a big, like, massive painting of that. He said, oh, you need to read this book called Canticle for Leibowitz by Walter M. Miller. Now, I got this big, thick volume. Wow, what a book. Guys, if you can find it, well, you can find it. It's very much available. Read it. It is outstanding. The idea of the story is that we've bombed ourselves back to the Stone Age. Very relevant, perhaps. Hopefully not. And we're having to learn again. And Leibowitz, Captain Leibowitz, he manages to save little tiny elements of technology. So a bit of a TV manual, a transistor from a radio, a button off a car, a little bit of a disc from a computer, and nobody really knows what they are over it goes over thousands of years, up into their future again, until they get this technology all together, and these monks save the technology, thus the Canticle for Leibowitz. It's a religious order. Honestly, it blew my mind when I read it. It was just incredible, and still one of my favourite sci-fi books of all time. And he wrote it after his experiences in Monte Cassino, seeing it just blown to smithereens. All this, like, wonderful buildings and stuff are just laid to the ground. So honest, guys, check it out. So that was one of my... And that's what led me down the rabbit hole of going down to see Russell Mills and various other stuff. There are other sort of more modern artists, certainly within the my field, with comics, obviously, that I've seen illustration. So you've got the work of Tom Ang. So they did the X-Files, some of the X-Files trading cards and covers. Again, these people have gone more into fine art now. The great work, some great elements that they add to it. I love that idea of having these sort of rough backgrounds. I may even put one of my old pictures up there from a long time ago. That'd be interesting on this video somewhere. And also the work of David Mack, the comic artist David Mack, and Kabukai, one of his comics. He used a lot of these elements, 3D elements, with paint and collage and other textural elements added into it, photography. Great. And also there's a landscape artist called Ruth Brownlee. She's amazing. I discovered her work on the Isle of Orkneys when I went for a visit. And there was an exhibition of hers, and wow, I mean, those landscape paintings, she paints these incredible dark atmospheric paintings of storms on because I think she lives on the Shetland Isles, of storms across the Shetland Isles, and I was absolutely transfixed. But when you get to them close up, they've got all this detail. There's like sand in them, it's thick impasto paint, all this detail. It's sort of, you want to rub it. Obviously not, because you get thrown out of the gallery, so I would not recommend it. Which seems to be a bit of a trend in the news over the past few weeks, those guys who broke the chair. Yeah, she had all these elements, they're really thick. Brilliant. I love that idea. There are a lot of artists that will paint these big thick backgrounds and paint on top, and I love that sort of 3D idea, which is obviously my last videos when I put the skull bones under our feet. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to do a few more of them. I don't know how people liked them, but I like doing it, and that's what it's all about. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Stop buzzing off. Get drawing, you lazy so-and-so. Dan, get drawing. Stop doing your social media updates or whatever it is. Well, it can't be social media updates. I don't know what am I... Come on. What's going on there? I'm obviously texting something to somebody. Cut it out, Dan. Get doing some work. So anyway, on here I've used the Pentel brush pen for the finer details, and here is the Kuretake brush pen with the absolutely goosed nib. But the black ink on this is just outstanding, and on this sort of paper with the masking tape, you get some really good textural elements, and you can use your finger and dab it in. I don't think I did that with this, but it gets grungier as it goes on. So what am I doing again? Stop it, Dan. Stop it. Thank you. No, what's going on here? Now you're probably thinking, well, why has he got his phones there? Why is he over there doing something else on the phone? Somebody must have messaged me. I don't keep any social media on my normal phone that I use every day. I only keep it on that little old iPhone there. So that's why sometimes if people message me, I don't get straight back to them, because I just keep it in the studio. So I'm not distracted like I'm being now, which is obviously going against everything I'm saying. Just said. Stop it, Dan. Stop it. The Micron pens you can see under my arm there. I love those. I always used to use the really cheaper versions that I bought off eBay, but I got those in a sale from Cass Arts in Manchester. Wow, they are opened my mind, and I'm now using those in the comic book that I'm trying to create. So here I'm just trying to drag the brush over the masking tape. It's great because you can see when I go over it how it's almost like a brass rubbing, if you will. It brings the detail up. It's absolutely, I love that. I love that. It works really, really well. Stop texting, Dan. That's getting on my nerves. I need to go back in time again and like take that away. Stop it. Good grief. So I've got here, these are actually Kuretake markers that I've had for ages, but I don't use very often. They were refillable, but you can't get the... Dan, stop texting. This is getting annoying. This is getting really annoying. What was I thinking? Just get drawing. I mean, I could edit those bits out, but I like shouting at myself for being rubbish. Anyway, back to the Kuretake marker. Here we go. I actually thought I'd used paint. I didn't realise I hadn't. But when you put these on top of the masking tape, it doesn't soak up very quickly. It sort of hangs on the top a bit like a watercolour pen. And I'm doing this really rough, guys. I mean, that's what it's about. You know, use anything you can do. Do it whatever way you can. You know the rules. I've told you before. Shall I find out? Shall we? What are those rules, guys? You remember what the rules are? They'll go up on screen anyway. But remember, monsters aren't real, so draw them any damn way you want. Forget stuff like anatomy, no one cares. Use any tool you like, as long as it makes an unholy mess. This is doing that. Most importantly, have some great fun, and I'm having great fun drawing this. So yeah, it doesn't matter, go for it. That's what I certainly have done. I need another drink. Cool. I can't talk for this long, it's ridiculous. Oh, that's my pencil sharpener. A battery powered pencil sharpener. Yeah. Oh, what a disaster though, because it obviously didn't work. What an idiot. I broke that. What a crappy flipping pencil sharpener that was. I've not used it for ages. Well, it doesn't work on these. This is the watercolour. You see, it's a Derwent watercolour pencil, colouring pencil. Where have I gone again? Why do I keep wandering off? They're crying out loud, Dan. Get back, man. Get your work done. Oh, here we go. So I've actually properly found that one that I can sharpen now. Well done, me. So as you can see, I'm throwing any element at it, and I'm trying to bring out the elements of the masking paper. But I've obviously decided I'm going to paint all over it again. I should make more notes when I'm doing these, shouldn't I? But I just don't like it being too scripted. It sounds awful. Just don't like it. So again, I've got these are really thick water. They're like thick pastel water, not like oil pastels, but they're not. They're watercolor based ones. And as you see, I'm getting towards the end of this. I am throwing everything at it, everything, and it doesn't matter whether it works or not. Bit of highlighting going on there. As you can see, sometimes that it's a Crayola pen, I think, now, or is it a Prismacolor? It's a Prismacolor one, bit like the blue pencil, but a white one. So I'm just throwing anything at it that I can possibly get to. Right, anyway, I am nearly at the end of this, guys. So there's the blue. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you do. Leave something in the comments. That'd be really handy. Just so I know if I'm doing these right, I suppose. You can also support me on Ko-Fi, etc. I'll put all the links in the bottom. But I hope you enjoy it. Please tell me what you think of it. That'd be really cool. Just look after yourselves. Keep drawing stuff. Break those rules. Make whatever you like. Oh, there it is, the little thumbtack thing there. Thimble. The little rubber thimble. I knew I'd never get away without using that. I'd forgot I used that. I love that. It's like making half-tone, but without having to spend 5 billion quid on trying to buy it. Any road, bit more darker red in there for those eyes. Any road, look guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy, let me know what you think. Listen to Torso towards the end. Go out, get some fresh air. Enjoy the world, it's great. And draw more monsters. Everybody have some fun. See you later, guys. Bye. Oh dear me.